Hello, dear listeners, and welcome. I'm Aleksandra, and today I'm joined by two of my colleagues, Kristijan
Hello.
and Eloïse.
Hi.
Today we'll be talking about conflict resolution in online chats. First, I would like to define what a conflict is. A conflict is a situation in which unacceptable differences in interests, values, expectations, and opinions occur in or between individuals or groups. Conflict resolution is a skill that benefits professionals across all types of career paths. What makes this true? Simply put, interpersonal conflict can occur in virtually any setting, from office jobs to in field work. I would also like to mention some of the most common cognitive errors that lead to unproductive or unresolved conflict. Self serving fairness, interpretations, overconfidence, escalation, avoidance, blaming, ghosting, and insults. So, Eloise, would you like to tell us about the research that you have done?
Yes, of course. So we have analyzed conflict conversation from situationships, family group chats, close friends, comment sections. And I would like to focus more on the first conversation I have to analyze, which is about situationship. Um, so I will use for that the speaking grid from Himes, and I will explain to you at the same time that I'm analyzing the conversation how we use this grid. So the first letter of speaking, which is S, stand for setting scene. In this particular conversation, it's a situationship conversation on Instagram. For the letter P, participants, there are two participants in this conversation. Actually, it's a woman and a man that are in their 20s. Next, with the letter E, which stands for ends, the writer A is asking for explanations on the possible cheating behavior of writer B. Then the letter A stands for act of sequence. So writer A starts a casual conversation and then straight up ask writer B about his behavior. And then the conversation ends on a more serious note, if I can say so. Letter K stands for key. So at first, writer A is trying to introduce the topic with on a humorous tone. Then it gets more serious during the conversation. Instrument stands for the letter I. So this is initially a conversation in French that I translated in English. We can also speak about the use of an emoji by writer A to try to soothe the conversation. Letter N stands for norms of interaction and interpretations. So we can say that each writer write kind of the same amounts in their own text. Like there is not a writer that is sending big text and the other one barely answering. We can also note the use of sarcasm as a way to make the other one react. And the last letter G stands for genre. So at first it starts, like I said, in a casual conversation and resolution itself. There is ghosting from writer A, even though she was the one asking for explanations, but seeing that writer B is standing on its position and doesn't give any answer, she chooses to ghost because the conversation can't go any further. This is something that is happening quite often in situationship conversation. they usually ends up with ghosting.
Oh, I felt that. I have been ghosted way too many times in my life. Anyway, moving on. Christian, what do you have to say?
Well, I have some different examples of Instagram chats. The first one is between two friends, male and female, both age around 21. In this conversation, uh, participant B is making fun of participant A for something they misread. Uh, they exchange a few quick mean comments in a very light, humorous tone, and the conflict is very easily resolved after uh, A just says, "Wow, okay," and they move on. Like, absolutely no bearing on their relationship at all. However, I have another quite different example uh, of an Instagram conversation between, again, two friends, male and female, age 21. However, this time it's on a much more serious topic, the morality of incest. Uh, During the conflict, they also move on to other heavy topics, including pedophilia, abortion, and trans people. Uh, During the conversation, they code switch between English and Macedonian. Also, they use profanity, presumably because they are close friends and they don't care. But after all is said and done, after well over 100 text bubbles exchanged, this conflict ends with A saying that they have the right to distance themselves from someone uh, with such stark uh, different. As a little extra context, this conflict did in fact end a friendship.
Oh, damn, okay. So what can we conclude from all of this?
Well, from the examples Eloise and I gave, and the rest of the data we've collected, we can see that people in situationships are more likely to just ghost each other to end the conflict and not care.
Whereas on the other hand, people that are much closer tend to put more effort to resolve the conflict or just keep going with random conversation. And we also found that they also use more emojis in their conversations.
Just so we end on a lighter note, do not fight with people. Keep your peace. Anyway, thank you for listening. All the sources we used will be down in the description below. Bye!
Bye.
Bye!